Okay, now that I have the neck off and all the hardware off of the neck, it's time to do some real work on this. The guitar has 6 tuners. The bass has 4. I'm going to use these 3 holes as they are. Well, I'll make them a little bit bigger. And then these 3 holes need to be filled up. But a bass has got 4 tuner pegs. So I'm going to put a 4th hole right about there. Now to figure out where to put that hole, I put together a template. What I did is I took a photograph of this, square onto this mat. This mat's got 1/2-inch squares. So in Illustrator, I was able to size this up to the exact size that it is in real life. And from that, I made a template that tells me where all my parts are going to be, including where that 4th hole is. So let me go ahead and mark the location on that. So I'm just lining up. A little hard to do holding things up here, but I'm lining up on the existing holes. And so my new hole is going to go here. A little tap. And you can't see it, but there's now a little dent where that new hole is going to be. Now, I don't have a drill press, but what I do have is this little tool here. It's called a drill block, and it allows you to drill perpendicular holes. So I'm going to go ahead and use that to start drilling out this new hole here. Because I want to make sure I get it right on that spot, I will go ahead and stick the drill bit through the block, laying the tip of the bit on that dent that I made. Hold everything down, and here we go. And there it is, the first hole. Now obviously it's got to be bigger. What I'm going to do is I'm going to continue doing this until I can move on up to using the step bits. Now that my hole is a little bit bigger, I can get my smallest step bit into that. A step bit, look at this. It's a bit with steps. I prefer using this step bits for drilling out the holes in the heads because they drill cleaner. There's less struggle. They don't tear out the ends. And I get finer control. I don't have to keep switching out drill bits to go bigger, 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 bigger. I can just keep one in there. So I'm going to go ahead and use a step bit to drill this new hole up to the same size as these other holes. Okay, now that I have the new hole, the same size as the existing holes, it's time to bring them all up to the final size that I need them to be. For the holes that are going to get filled with the maple dowel that I have, it's 1/2-inch maple dowel. These 3 holes need to come up to 1/2 inch. For the other 4 holes, the ones that the pegs are going to go into, they have to come up to 5/8, which is this drill bit here. Okay, now that I got the holes drilled, I need to plug these 3 holes. You see I've actually got little toothpicks in all of the tiny screw holes. Just regular round toothpicks shoved in with some glue. The dowel, the maple dowel, 1/2 inch, I've cut 3 plugs. Plug. And I've gone through them and I picked out which ones fit best aligned with the grain. So they're not going to be perfect, but they'll be as close as I can make them. So let me go ahead and get those glued in. Just some regular wood glue. Okay, so first I'm going to go ahead and get some glue down in the hole. And then I will get some glue on. Gotta do this on camera. On the plug. This one goes in. There. Okay, all 3 plugs are in. You want to make sure you wipe off the excess glue. It's easier to wipe it off now than it is to try and sand or clean it off later. Okay, the holes in the head have been taken care of. The ones we need for the tuning pegs have been either made or enlarged. And the holes we no longer need have been filled with dowels. The last thing we're going to do, the last major change we're going to do to the head, is we're going to modify the shape. We're going to take a chunk off of the end. We no longer need it because this last hole isn't there, so we don't need quite as much excess. So we'll do a couple things. It'll reduce the weight so it doesn't dive as much. I personally think it looks cool. I like the head shape I've been using. But the real important part is that by taking that extra half inch off of the end, it reduces the length of the whole instrument enough that it will fit in a standard baritone ukulele case. So you don't have to go shopping around for a specialized case or have something that's way too big. It fits perfectly in a standard baritone case. Alright, so let's go ahead and get that marked. Marked. You can see it on the camera. And the tool I will be using to cut it is one of these Japanese saws. I used to use a hacksaw, which works just fine, but I've got one of these now, and it's much sharper and much faster. So I'm going to go take care of that. Okay, it's got its new shape. Took off that much material. It's very rough. I'll need to clean that up using rasps and sandpaper. But that won't take long either. Alright, one last quick little video. I cleaned up all the sawing, smoothed out the shapes, and that is going to be the finished head form.